Anyway, don't let me get ahead of myself. Why is marriage important? Can't I fulfill purpose on my own? And why do I need to do it with someone else? If God satisfies us, why do we need to love someone else? Okay. Why is marriage important? First and foremost, if marriage wasn't a thing, you won't be born to ask such a question. So I think we can start with that. So the common sense answer is first and foremost for procreation. Okay. Which, by the way, is the reason you were born, grew up, and had the audacity to question, marriage in the first place. So that being out of the way, of course, there are many other beautiful reasons for marriage. The deepest and the best reason for marriage is found in, the ending verses of Ephesians 5, where Paul says that God created marriage to mirror the union between Christ and his church. And so that's just so powerful. So God has given us an avenue to reciprocate his love, especially, and we don't need to marry to do that, but especially in the context of marriage, and just to show, in a sense, that kind of sacrificial love and relationship that Christ has with his church. And that's something very beautiful. And there are many other things. For companionship, it is not good that man should be alone, just for companionship and all of that. And of course, for sexual intimacy, the person that is asking this question, are you a log of wood? I don't understand anyway, the Bible actually categorically says that some people have the gift of a eunuch, where this is found in 1 Corinthians 7:6, if you have that gift from God where, your body is not giving you any sense of urgency, then fine. Paul actually says it's okay. You can be alone. You don't have to marry to fulfill purpose, even though there is purpose in marriage. You can fulfill purpose in marriage, but your singleness can be a blessing in the sense that you can actually just focus on God's assignment for your life. Now, as dedicated as I am to ministry, there are so many things I have to consider. I can't be away for too long because I have to be with my family, with my kids, with my wife, and all of that. If I was single, man, well, that's all I'm going to say. It would have been a totally different thing, you see. So, and we've talked about that in the past. But I also want to say this. There are very selfish, unchristian reasons why people go with this line of thoughts these days. Some people say things. I think I jotted some of them down. Some people say, I don't want children. I just don't want children. Well, why? I'm very confident for you to say I don't want children when your parents wanted children, and so you are here. And all of that. And I know what it's like for you to be scared about it and all of that. But I think I might be wrong. I just think it's not reason enough for you to say, I therefore won't get married, and all of that. And some people are just so used to their own space, their own life, that they don't want to bring anyone into it. You see, it's the vulnerability that they run away from. And some people, by the way, are living an unchristian lifestyle. Because if you are having sex all over the place, and then you have the audacity to ask why marriage, it never born you. Continue never wire you cord for your head. That's why. And that's why. And that's that's the problem. So I mean, if you are living the way that Christ has ordained for you to live, then I'm sure chances are you won't be asking this question. But that's that. So I think that we should I think it's beautiful to be committed to someone besides yourself, just demonstrate the love of Christ, the sacrificial love of Christ, someone to look out for. I think it's a huge blessing, something you shouldn't give up for the world. Okay. Anyway, in your defense, you said you are young, so people who ask this kind of question are them they first marry. Cupid will still fire your head. Don't worry. Just face your books for now. All right. So the next question. Give me